Okay, everybody, please sit down. You want to eat? Barbara, I see you. Peggy, I see you. Okay, everybody, let's get started. We have people waiting on Zoom. Okay, for those of you that don't recognize me, can you hear me? Yeah, this is loud. Is Richard Sanchez, and I want to thank you all for coming to our great reunion. I can't believe it's been 60 years, but here we are. The first thing I want to do is go around the table and introduce everybody. I'm going to hand the microphone. You're going to introduce yourself and tell me who you're with. Tell us who you're with if you're with your spouse, and then we'll get started from there. And after that, I'm going to have one of the more religious people say grace. And, I'm sure we got a bishop or two in this place, so we'll figure it out. But let's start over here on the left, and we'll pass the microphone around and introduce you and your spouse. And then you're going to get the microphone again because I got a lot of questions to ask you.
If you could stand up and turn to the camera when you introduce yourself, it would help the remote people to see better. Thank you.
Can anybody see me? How about now? That was a short joke, okay? I'm Bruce Dodge, my wife Susan Jones Dodge. We've been married 56 years. She's kicked me out of the house several times, but I keep finding the key and coming back. We've got 4 kids, 2 boys, 2 girls, and we weren't very good parents to them. We didn't teach them to go to the movie or go out to eat. They stayed home and made babies. So we've got 19 grandkids, 19 great grandkids.
And they're just getting started.
Oh, they're just getting started. Anyway, we've moved to Thatcher. We live in Thatcher, and it's good, the little valley here. I'm addicted to golf. Any golfers here? Not that enough? Oh, man, how you doing? Yeah. Anyway, we've got a golf course over in Mesa, and so I go over there every week, feed my addiction. My wife's looking for a rehab. She hasn't found one yet, but we're glad everybody showed up. Every time I look at the picture of our deceased members, it just saddens my heart. Just knowing all the times that we've had with them. So I think Richard's going to read the names of those later on. But anyway, we can't take, we're to a time limit, right? Okay, I'm going to pass.
You said no more than 5. So
no more than 5? You might. Okay, Jed.
Me? Stand up. I am standing. No.
This was just supposed to be say your name and go around.
Well, we can do that. I'm Jeff Wooden. This is Catherine Wooden.
I'm sorry. It's supposed to be my name. I just can't shut up. Okay.
Yes, I did.
I have to stand up.
No.
I'm Vesta Barney from Solomon, then Safford, and Thatcher now.
Greg Larson, my wife Sue, and we live in Utah in Centerville. We have had 6 kids, 23 grandkids, no great grandkids.
Hello, I'm Stanley John. This is my wife Ann. She usually does whatever I tell her to do, but
Liar.
anyway, we live in Buckeye, Arizona. We have 8 children, and how many grandchildren? 24 grandkids and 8 great-grandkids. And there's not one of them at this time in jail, is there? Okay.
I don't know where it's supposed to go.
Hello.
I'm Linda Wiggins Taylor. I live here in Safford with Melvin, and
Okay.
we have 15 grandkids and 22 great-grand and another one on the way. Here, that's my 2 minutes.
Okay.
Good
Hi,
deal. Thank you for calling, Tony.
I'm Kathleen Sturmer Cummings, and I have 2 children.
Okay, thank you.
And
We're not sure what's going on with the Mustang yet. It'll be late this
and
afternoon, so
I
maybe it can
have
just be driven home. I don't know
2
yet.
stepchildren from
Okay,
we both
we'll
had been
stay in touch
married
about it though, okay?
previously, and
Thank you, Tony. Bye-bye.
we have a total of 5 grandchildren. They're all too young to have children yet, so we have no great-grandchildren. And I live in Georgia now. My husband's a native of Georgia, in fact, a native of Atlanta. So they're kind of rare birds, kind of like Phoenix and that. So anyway, that's kind of the synopsis of my life, other than I was born here, and I still miss the mountains. I can't get it out of my system. Georgia has hills, not mountains. So anyway, let's go to our next classmate.
I'm Dan Hoops. This is my wife, Diane. We live in Pima. I never get very far. I've been here my whole life. Not yet. Yeah, they may kick me out. I'm still an outsider in Pima. I've only lived there for 50 years. We had 5 kids. 4 of them live here in the valley with us. We've got 20 grandkids, no great grandkids. I was quite a bit older when I got married, and Diane was quite a bit younger. So, my oldest grandchild just barely got married just a couple months ago. So we're waiting on great grandkids. I've always loved living here in the valley. I love going out and seeing things, visiting places, but I love living here and knowing that I can always come home here.
Good afternoon. I'm Mike Bibb. This is my wife, Eileen. I drug her all the way down from Morenci. And we've been here, what century is this anyway? We've been here a long time. I worked and retired from UPS 2 years ago. She was a hairdresser, and we've had 5 kids that we know of, and probably 8 grandkids. No great-grandkids or great-great-grandkids. So anyway, we're just having fun here in the valley. I live right here in beautiful downtown Safford. Wouldn't leave it unless I was maybe offered a reasonable deal. But other than that, it's been great. Thanks a lot.
My name is Arnold De La O, and everybody says De Leo, because a lot of people cannot say De La O. Okay. This is my better half, Emily, and it seems like I run into a lot of you here in town off and on, especially Mike Bibb at Walmart. And believe it or not, when Mike and Eileen got married, I took their pictures. That was a few years ago.
Before cameras were invented.
I had to chisel it out on the rock. Yep.
Joe Connor and my wife Sharon. We've been married for 4 years. We have an extended family, stepchildren, a couple of grandkids, and I'm glad I see all of you again, even old Greg Larson.
I'm Billy Long, and I don't know why I'm here with all you old people. But this is my wife, Gloria. We've been married 49 years. And we got, between us, we have 5 kids. How many grandkids? 13. 13, how many great-grandkids? 24. And they're hard to keep up with.
Okay, I've been canceling. I'm a canceler. I've been repeating so I can know what I want to say. Okay, this is P. Ray. See, nobody knows it, but I'm glad. Okay, my wife T.A. We live in Safford. Good, thanks. Santa Fe. I'm nervous. We have 2 kids, and they're great dogs. I can't get any laughs. Okay, we live in Santa Fe. It's great in Thanksgiving, and it is great. The plaza has lights at night. It'll blow you away. Thanks, folks.
No, I'm going to talk. I don't care.
She didn't go to school.
He dragged me down here against my will because I'm such a good wife. I came. My name is Renee Frost, and I graduated from Buckeye High School, class of 65.
Could you stand up so we can see you?
Oh, stand up.
Thank you, thank you. On the table.
And I've been married to this guy, Mike Frost, for almost 58 years. A shock to us both, really. And it's all been pleasant, hasn't it? We have 2 kids and 2 grandkids, which are great. They're great. Small family, tiny little family. And I am happy to be here to see all of you. It's kind of a warm-up for when and if I go to my reunion.
Thank you, Renee. So anyway, I thought of a lot of things while she started talking and prayed that she wouldn't say anything bad. And she didn't. It's wonderful. So Renee and I met, I left Safford 2 weeks after graduation, went to Tempe, and pretty much we've lived there all but 2 years when we moved around. And we met at sorry guys, but I met her at a Catholic dance in Tempe. I was still 17, and yeah, we've been together pretty much since then. And we have 2 kids because our first was a daughter, and our second was a son. And the first thing my wife said, "You got a son now, that's it." And that was still, the baby was just born. That was before you knew what the sex of the child would be in those days. So I think of Safford a lot. I tell people stories of Safford, people I knew, events that happened in Safford, and I swear no one believes me. I tell them scenes out of Animal House, Safford. I mean, from movies, Safford, so much stuff. But anyway, it's wonderful being back here. It's always emotional coming back here. It's great seeing everyone. It really is. And I want to thank everyone for coming, and Bruce and Kathy and people that really helped to put this on. It was wonderful. So anyway, I'll pass the mic and shut up. Here we go.
Hello, everybody. I just want to say I'm very happy to be here and see everybody. Anyway, I'm Adelina Rios. I had 5 children, and if I can remember, I have 9 grandchildren and 12 great-grandchildren. So anyway, I was born and raised here in Safford, and I've been here all my life. I don't want to go nowhere. And I'm proud to be a Safford High School Bulldog. Yay!
I'm Rita Talavera. I'm Lucero now. I've been blessed with 3 of my own children. I have 6 grandchildren, and I have a dozen great-grandchildren, and I'm waiting for 2 more this year. And I've been in Safford all my life except for when I traveled with my husband in the Army. But it's great to be here because I didn't want to come because I was embarrassed. But it's great to be here and see everybody.
I'm Ramona Smith. I've been here a year with my brother. And that's all I can say today.
I'm Clorinda Villalba. I was Polanco. And they call me Cody Buffalo Bill. I was related to him. And anyway, I have 7 grandkids and 3 great-grandkids, which I love my great-grandkids more. I think they're more special than all of them put together. But I'm very glad to be here. I'm glad to see Spencer Hoops.
Hello.
When we were in junior high, I think we used to hang around together. And I remember that I went to his mother's house for about a couple of times, and we had desserts and that. But he was always very special. And Mike Frost and what was the other one? And well, I don't know if they liked to, if they were part of the group, because Richard Rios and Edward Palomino were part of it. But I was a tomboy, and I liked to play marbles and bottle caps. I didn't want to do hopscotch and all that stuff. But anyway, I'm very glad to be here. I'm very blessed to be here. And if any of you have seen a miracle, you're looking at a miracle here right now. Because I have, in my lifetime, and my first reunion is when I found Jesus. And I've been trying to walk the walk with Jesus. And he has put many, many beautiful people, widows and orphans and disabled and all kinds of people. And that's really been my joy time in my life. And he's been giving me a lot of aches and pains, but you know what? These aches and pains go away when I tell them, somebody here does not believe in miracles, does not believe in Jesus Christ. And do you know that after a while, I'm healed? And they didn't know where it came from. It was in the x-ray, it was in the scan, it was in everything. So if there's any of you guys here that don't believe in miracles and don't believe in Jesus Christ, hey, he's the way. And before I leave, I want you all to know that if you are not close to him, do so. Because he's the only one that's going to give us salvation. And love him because he's really real. To me, he's my best friend. He's my best friend, and I want all of my friends to know him. So I'm glad to see all of you, and may God bless you always. You'll always be in my heart, all of you.
Before we go on, I don't want to keep Harvey John here too long. He's come here to give us a little bit. Okay, well, you'll be at the end then, okay? He's way younger than we are, but we let him here anyway.
You're going to miss these.
I'm Shirley Ressler Cook. Hi, Jeff. I moved back here when I was retired, so I live in Thatcher. I have 3 kids, 7 grandkids, and 6 great-grandkids. And that's why I stay.
I'm Patsy Bell Burke. I married and have 3 children, 6 grandchildren, 1 great-granddaughter, and I live here in Safford.
We have 2 people on video, and then we're going to go down this road. Who's left? Up there. I think Barbara Bellman. Go ahead.
Hi, everyone. Sorry I couldn't be there, but
I'm living in Philadelphia. This is my husband, Seth. Say hello, Seth. In keeping with what everybody's saying, I have 2 sons and 5 granddaughters. And Seth and I, this is a second marriage for both of us, and he has 2 kids and 4 grandchildren. So anyway, that's it. We're just living on the East Coast. Glad we could be here.
Thank you. And Peggy?
Oh, boy. I'm not sure exactly where to begin, but I'd like to bring you back in time a little bit. When I was in grade school, I think years maybe 3 to 6, we lived on Central Avenue, right by the canal, and across the street from us was the old Safford City water tower. What a lot of people probably never realized, or certainly don't recall now, is the fact that the city workers had made the grounds of this water tower into a rose garden, a very beautiful rose garden. And we were able to see it and enjoy it every spring and summer. What I have done and where we are living now is a rose garden. And it brings back a lot of wonderful memories. So what I'm getting at is I married a man who is of Polish descent. All 4 of his grandparents came from Poland. He doesn't speak very much Polish. His last name is Tagawski, 3 syllables. I usually use the name Peggy Durking because so many of my documents are recognized with that name on them. But we live in, again, Sonoyta. It's about 50 miles southeast of Tucson. It's the high desert grasslands, very green out there right now, a lot of weeds. I've been weed eating this morning. I've washed my hair one time. We have a lot of animals here. You're not going to believe it, but we have 8 dogs. You don't want to know how many horses. And there's a mule. There's all kinds of critters here. We've been looking in the past to adopt someone who wanted to live out here in the midst of nowhere, but so far no luck. But I have just been so very pleased with the opportunity to be able to participate in this year's 60th reunion. And it's just so heartwarming, so pleasant to be able to view all of you, even from a distance. I mean, otherwise it would have been a 6-hour round trip for me. And that's pushing it a little bit, especially with the chores I have to do here. And my husband is, well, he's out waiting for a tow truck right now. It's a long story, bringing our truck in. One of them anyway. But again, it is so very positive, so pleasurable to be able to visit with you by means of modern technology, that is Zoom. And thank you for listening to me, and all of you take care.
Thank you, Peggy. Before I get in any trouble, I want to introduce my wife, Jan. Between us, we've got 3 daughters, 1 son, and 2 granddaughters, and 2 grandsons. Look, there we go. Can you remember all?
Hi, soy María Socorro Domínguez Arreín Pickering. You got that? Anyway, this is my husband, Stephen. We've been married for 54 years, of which he really took care of me for about 45, and I've taken over now. We're blessed with a daughter that's a nurse. Now she's on us. And we've got 3 grandchildren. And we almost didn't make it, but we're here. And thank you, Kathy, for all your help in getting us here. And we're very blessed to be here, and it's wonderful to see all of you, and hope to see you again. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Charles A. Walt. This is my wife of 30 years, and we sort of forgot the kid part. So, huh? And we live in Prescott. She pointed out.
Thank you, Charlie. I'm Spencer Hoops. I didn't actually graduate with you all. I left at the end of 8th grade, and I've been invited back to various reunions, and I couldn't resist this one. I mean, this is sort of the fourth quarter for all of us. I wanted to come back and say hello. I've been cruising around town, and it's changed a lot. I ran into Richard one time. His daughter and my daughter actually played soccer against each other in San Francisco. But I haven't seen you since, I don't think. Anyway, I have one daughter, 4 grandchildren, and happy to be here and look forward to reuniting with everybody.
Greetings to all my classmates. I'm Don Felsinger from Solomon, and then from Safford. I'd like to introduce my wife, Jenny Felsinger. Jenny and I have been married for 16 years now. Many of you knew Patty Enquist, my first wife. She passed very early, at 47 years old. I stayed single for about 15, 16 years and never thought I would get married until I met Jenny. So we had the fun this morning of driving around both Safford and Solomon and looking at how the place has changed, but in many ways how it hasn't. Going by the old high school main building and looking at the picture on the wall brought back so many memories. Went up to EAC, where I shared with Jenny that I tried to go to junior college but didn't make it, got suspended, got put on probation, set out for a year or so, and finally found my way forward again. But we met in San Diego, where we lived for a number of years, and when I retired about 12 years ago, we decided to go someplace remote and move to Wyoming. So it is a pleasure to be here with all of you, and many thanks to Kathy, Rudy, Bruce, for reaching out and making sure we all were aware of this event, and look forward for a chance to catch up individually with each of you as we have a chance. So with that, let me introduce my old friend Cliff Couts.
Yes, I'm Cliff Couts, and this is my lovely wife, Susan. We've been married 42 years, I think, and we've got 3 kids, 4 grandkids. Our kids are in Scottsdale, Tucson, and San Diego. And glad to be here, and thanks, Kathy, Bruce, everybody else involved.
I'm Rick Thomas. Been married for 48 years. I actually do have a wife. She says she'll be here tomorrow. But I'm living in Safford now. I spent most of my career in Tucson, and I decided to retire and come home, and came home and worked another 10 years. So I'm not missing Tucson at all. I'm really enjoying being home, and it's good to see all you folks. About my rabbits. I've got a rabbit that eats a cottontail that eats grapes out of my hand. So I just.
My name is Rudy Chavez. This is my lovely wife, Kathy. We've been married for 34 years. This is our second marriage, both of us, and between us we had 3 kids, 8 grandkids, and 3 great-grandkids with 1 on the way. Make it 4. And we live in
Elk Grove, California, which is about 15 miles south of Sacramento. I've been in California since 1976, after I got out of the Navy and moved there for my job. And I'm glad to be here with all of you today to celebrate our 60th anniversary and just have a good time. Save the best for last.
So like a lot of you, I didn't think there was going to be a reunion, and I was surprised. And Kathy called countless times. And I'm sure she bugged the heck out of all of you, and that's why we're here. She did it, she put it together, and I really appreciate it. And we as a class got her a little thank you. You mind taking that over to her? And the card's right
Someone's been calling me.
there. So anyway, just a little thank you. What'd she say?
I was saying that with the help also of Bruce and Linda.
Well, we're going to thank Bruce. All Bruce wanted was a kiss from all the girls here. I was asking Bruce, what do you want? No, right. So, as she opens that, yeah. But just keep track of it. Someone here might steal it. So, basically, engraved, and I'll read what's engraved. Kathy, thank you for making the reunion possible. Love from class of 1965 Bulldogs. So anyway, thank you, Kathy.
Okay, before I introduce Harvey, I want to, if I can get through this list without crying, I want to mention our classmates who have no longer with us. Brian Barney, Paula Bennett, Dan Bigler, Gordy Blake, Linda Bowman, Jim Brinkerhoff. If I mention your name on this list, please remind me you're not dead. What Mark Twain saying, the notices of my death are premature or something like that. Marilyn Bryce, Rodney Carter, Roxy Cole, Warner, I knew as Roxy Warner, Ida Beth Crandall, Ken Crockett, Chiefy Cruz, Donna Marie Dean, Lydia Despain, Nancy Foxworth, Roger Garcia, Ronnie Geets, Tim Hall, Gifford Hill, Ray or Felix Knight, Freddie Knight, Mary Montgomery, Jim Lauderdale, Ronnie Layton, Conrad Lopez, Michael Mack, Terry McNair, Clint Merrill, Dale Merrill, Felix Molinar, Roy Montgomery, Daniel Naranjo, Arthur Paredes, Brent Peck, Ricky Rios, Gerald Sherman, Danny Soto, Steve Spalsbury, Bailey Stauffer, Penny Talley, Wendell Thatcher, Camilo Vieba, and Pat Visconti. So I mentioned her at the beginning, Paula Bennett. Yeah. We all have fond memories of all those people, and
Jeff get to say who introduce himself?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You don't need any more of me. Okay, before we go on with the prayer for dinner or lunch or whatever you call it, I want to introduce Harvey. He's going to give us a little reunion agenda here. And Harvey John.
Hey guys, I'm of the class of '66. We honored you guys. You are a very important part of our lives, and some of you more than others. Like my favorite cousins, Stan from my dad's side, and from my mom's side. And I've been in this business of selling block that they started over 30 years ago. So anyway, I still do that. And Don, how did you get suspended from EA? Was it because we went golfing after our lab classes every time? And, or what? I mean, oh. Hey, I'm not going to tell him about the golf cart, okay? So anyway, I'm here to announce that tomorrow we're having a dinner more informal than this. We're having a dinner at the VFW. We're asking you to come at 5 o'clock. We're having Canoa's going to cater it at 5:30. And we have invited your class for over 2 weeks ago, but you hadn't got the word. That's why I'm here today. But I was at your last reunion also, so thank you for letting me be here. But anyway, we're going to have that tomorrow. You can stay till late at night, or you can stop and go to the football game and then come back or whatever. But we would love to have you be there, all of you. And all of you have touched my lives in some way. And Richard more than anybody else. I mean, it was more of a push, but anyway, love you guys. And we had a great football team, right? All right. So thank you all.
We won a state championship, but as I remember, Harvey, I played basketball, not because I could play basketball, but because I wanted to stay in shape between football and baseball. And I started with some pretty good people, Carlos Naranjo and Rick Clean. There were a bunch of really good. And toward the end of my career, which was my senior year, I wasn't as good as Harvey, and Harvey became the starting guard. And I've forgiven him for that talent. But thank you very much. And thank you for all you did for my brother in his services here a few years ago. Thank you.
And can you read it's right there where all the last names are? Can you hold it up, Arno? And she put in there that we want you all to read.
I'll let you read it. Bring it up to here.
We actually sent some flowers to her in class of 65. We spent $160 on her.
Okay, this is from Carrie McNair, and she wrote on here, she put a little cotton for all of you who are missing the cotton fields around here. She put a little cotton up there. She gave us all this, and on here she put howdy. And on there she wrote, when you hang this on your tree, I hope you think of me, Terry McNair. So I kept it, and it's just, I'm just so sad she passed away, 2 weeks ago, Kathy? She passed away 2 weeks? Okay. So pray for her soul and keep her memory and everybody that passed alive, and think about them and pray for their souls. Thank you, everybody.
How much? Okay, you got it. You got it. Greg's good for mine. Okay. Okay. Arnold told me to remind everyone where the VFW is because I have not a clue. We just had the American Legion, but the VFW, I'm told, is on 8th Street going west toward Thatcher. Okay? It'll be daylight then. You'll be able to find it. Afterwards, I don't know about that. Okay, let's have a little lunch, and I want to have Greg to come up and give us the blessing, and then let's have some lunch, and then I have some serious questions for each of you.
I used to date
Uh-oh.
her dad, Claude, and my dad was really close.
I'm going to say a prayer on the food. Our Father in heaven, we're grateful unto Thee to be gathered together as classmates and friends. Pray that all may be safe as we gather and return home. We ask that Thou would bless those who were not able to attend with us, that Thou would watch over them. We're grateful for this food and ask Thee to bless it for our well-being and subsistence. We love Thee and Thy Son, and are grateful unto Thee for the blessing that Thou hast given us to reach this age and be able to be here. We thank Thee for all the good things of the earth. And these things we say in Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you. Are we ready to eat? All right, so let's everybody get a plate, and then we'll continue the program a little later.
Okay, I'll be out in just a minute.
There was one thing. They wanted us to get a picture of this gift,
Thank you.
this clock. And so just going to get a close-up on that for anybody that wants to see that.
Okay, everybody, sit down for a minute. We're going to continue the program. First of all, I'm going to pass this book around. Please sign your name, and not sign your name, put your name and phone number and information. We only got half of you in the book that have attendees, so I'll start it at this table, and we'll just pass it and make sure everyone signs it. I'll start at this table. They're eating, they're not eating, okay? Okay, everybody, please take your seat. Now, we're going to be around each other this evening and tomorrow evening, and I know you're getting to know one another, but you're going to really know one another after you answer a few of my questions that any reunion would be remiss if they didn't know. We'll start with the simple questions before we get to the individual questions that you're each going to have to answer, each of my classmates. But before I start with the questions, I do want to take a moment to acknowledge our parents. I knew many of your parents. They knew me. We socialized together, the wrestlers, a lot of the people from the prison camp. And we knew each other very well. I don't think it's an understatement to call them the greatest generation. They don't make men and women like that anymore. But I want to acknowledge all our parents. Okay, for the simple one, I want to recognize the person who's come the furthest, and I think that's got to be either Joe or Kathy or somebody. How many miles from here? Kathy? Okay, Kathy came the furthest. Thank you very much. We're not counting the people on Zoom. Okay. See how easy that was? They get a little bit. Atlanta. Okay, raise your hand if you still live in Safford. Oh, not that many. I thought it'd be more. Okay. We don't count Pima and Thatcher. Come on. No. Okay. One of my classmates married a woman from Thatcher. Who is it? Okay. Okay, now, this is very simple. Who has the most kids? How many, Greg? Yeah. 8 kids? 8 kids. Anybody else have more? I have 9. 9? Anybody else? Okay, we're getting your husband a vasectomy for the dessert. Okay. Okay, who has the most grandkids? What is it again? How many? 46. Oh my God. No one can beat that, can they? 46. Wow. Okay. Who's had the most marriages? Okay. I'm not going to count mine because sometimes I woke up married in Las Vegas and I don't count the annulments. But who has the most marriages? Anybody more than 3? Okay, I get the prize. Okay. Well, I don't count the annulments. Okay. Yes?
He's my 5th.
Oh, you bought me B. Oh, good. I didn't lose that one. Okay. All right. Linda's got 5th. All right. Okay. Now, this one you're going to have to answer individually, and I'm going to pass the mic around, and you're going to answer it quickly, and then pass it to the next classmate, and then we're going to start again with another question. But let's start with, if you didn't live where you live now, if you were an expat, and an expat is anything out of Safford, where would you live?
Where I am now, Yellowstone.
I wouldn't live anywhere but Thatcher.
I'd continue living in Utah because you can ski in the morning and golf in the afternoon.
And you can lie all day long. I'd live in Safford just so I could laugh at the people that laugh at me now.
If I could live anywhere other than Georgia, actually, I would love to live somewhere where I could see the Grand Mountains, which would probably be Safford. I miss mountains. Georgia thinks they have mountains, but they don't.
Linda. What? Where would you live? Safford. Palau.
I'm a Pima Rough Rider through and through.
Let me see. Maybe Artesia. New Mexico? South of Safford, it's a quaint community south of Safford.
It'd probably be somewhere like Albuquerque or Santa Fe.
I'd be living in Washington State.
Where would you like to live besides Safford?
Pima.
Disneyland.
London, England, and that comes from Navarrete's English classes, all 4 years. I like that. So, like.
Okay, I would love to live in the Emerald City, and that's Seattle. It is so beautiful. Everything's green. The flowers are unbelievable.
And it rains all the time.
Well, it didn't rain when I was there visiting, and it's beautiful. That's why they called it the Emerald City. It's just beautiful. That's where I would love to live.
Well, I've gone to Hawaii and I've gone to California, and I have lived in
I can't remember the other place I lived in, but I almost died in Texas. And all I wanted to do was to come to Arizona if I was going to die, because Safford is where I want to be. ¿Quieres hablar? No? Well, I have a big surprise. I don't want to live in the United States. I would love to live in the Holy Land because I wanted to walk the steps where Jesus walked.
I want to live right here.
I want to live here also.
You know, Pima is winning this thing. I'm surprised. I haven't been there in a lot of years. Keep going.
We just moved a little bit outside of Phoenix. It is Phoenix, but it's carefree, and it's mountains and clouds, and you can see the stars and not so much traffic, so we like it there. Charles?
Well, we're pretty happy in Prescott, but there's an immense attraction to Nice in France.
I really like Napa Valley where I live now, but if I had to move, I'd probably move to Spain. Segovia.
There are so many nice places, but you know, having grown up in the desert and gone to school in Tucson with the high desert and saguaro cactus, my wife and I would disagree, but if I didn't live in Wyoming, I would probably want to be back someplace in the desert in Arizona. Want to comment?
No.
Well, I would probably stick with Tucson. It's I got kids in California at Scottsdale. I can see them all, and I got one in Tucson, so I think I'll stay with Tucson.
I think I'd pick Cut and Shoot, Texas, because it's got a neat name.
Probably somewhere in the coast of Spain.
Okay. But I want to take you back a little bit to high school now, where we had some great times. And I want to ask each of you, who is your favorite high school teacher, and what course did you learn most that served you the rest of your life in high school? Teacher and favorite, most productive course.
It would be English with Diego Navarrete.
Oh. Typing teacher, Mrs. Koppel.
Mrs. Koppel. You know, I agree with that because I type every day, and it's the most useful course I ever took. Really.
Probably the math classes. Apke.
Mrs. Woodward.
Mrs. Woodward. Oh, wow. She taught us English.
Bruce always said his favorite class was girls' PE.
Girls' PE, okay. Okay. Linda? Favorite teachers?
Betty Hammond.
Oh, right. Betty Hammond, I remember her.
Mr. Samuels.
Mr. Samuels. Boy. Wasn't he the Key Club guy? Yeah. Wasn't he the guy that led the Key Club? Yeah, okay.
If you ever wanted to go, the guy was Jeff Wood, it was education itself.
Did he get a license?
I don't think he ever got
I think he had to take the course several times.
I'll have to go with Ms. Koppel myself. Yes, sir. Dean Despain.
Despain and Mr. Stauffer, but my best classes that I used in my life were English and typing.
I actually had two, had Mr. Gibson and Despain.
Spain and Gibson, all right.
D.B. Stauffer. What's the question? Who your best teacher was? Shit, I can't remember. Despain and, who did I just say? Samuels.
Yeah. Just Despain.
You guys spend a lot of time in shop.
So I don't know if any of you remember, I think it was our junior year that Diego Navarrete got us to go, whoever wanted to, on a bus to Tucson to see the Royal, I think it was the Royal Shakespearean Theater. And it's the only time they were outside of England, and they had a connection to the U of A, and they were in Tucson for 2 months. And we went down and we saw Macbeth. I didn't have a clue what was going on. I've seen Macbeth recently and I still don't have a clue what's going on. But it's just fun and it's such a positive memory. I remember going around the U of A and hey, it's a much bigger world out there. So anyway, I think of Diego, who I saw at the 10-year reunion, or 10 years ago at the reunion, and I brought him, I looked up the article out of the Desert Star about, a couple of articles about the Royal Shakespearean Theater, and he remembered it, and anyway, it was fun talking to him, so that's mine. Hey, by the way, did anyone else go on that trip? You did?
Well, I have quite a few, but my favorite one was Mrs. Hammond, and then my home ec teacher, Mrs. Faulkner, I think that was her last name, and then Mr. Duncan. And then last but not least, Mr. Navarrete.
Thank you. I would say that the person that had the most impression left on me was Mr. Hapke. As a math teacher, he would scare the shit out of me. And I was always prepared because I didn't want to be embarrassed in his class. And so even today, I still have nightmares thinking about that man. So.
Mine was Mrs. Hammond.
Diego Navarrete.
Short and sweet. Mr. Hapke, he was so good looking. And then Mr. Navarrete, because he related to us so well. But Vesta, who was the shorthand teacher? Mrs. Kaiser. She always, I still spoke about her in my later years. She had passed, her husband had passed, I think. And she told us one time, she says, whatever you do when you grow up and you get married, she says, if your husband invites you to go around the corner to the little store and you're in the middle of washing dishes, she said, leave the dishes. They will be there when you get back. Tend to your husband and be together and respect each other and love them. And those words have stuck to me, and I pass them on to my daughter and anybody else I can, because it's so true, you know. And nothing else is more important than that. Okay. Did you speak?
Mine was Diego Navarrete. I thought he taught good English, and I wasn't very good at it, but he treated everybody equal. And I got to be with him in Sunnyside School District, and when he moved into the university. So he was always the same man and always a very caring person.
Shirley.
Mine was Mrs. Fulgham, home ec.
I like Mr. Weaver. Do you remember Mr. Weaver? Taught math. I had it at 3 o'clock at night, in the afternoon, and ready to go home. And yeah, Mr. Weaver. He was also good looking.
Okay, Peggy, you're back on with us. Do you have a favorite teacher?
You know what? I have several. How about that? I agree with Patsy that Mr. Weaver was extremely good looking, but I was scared to death of him. Scared to death of math, actually. And let's get back on to the track here. I want to mention several names. Of course, Mr. Diego Navarrete. I had him for 3 years, 3 or 4 years. Mr. Robert Downing, he taught history like I've never seen it before. Mr. James Freestone, the journalism teacher, Mr. Gary Duncan for our American government. And when I was a sophomore, I had Ernie Morris for biology. So I was kind of confused as to what I wanted to major in at the University of Arizona. I ended up getting 3 majors, but it was largely based on my liking for Mr. Downing and Mr. Duncan's classes. I did major in government, but I liked journalism and I did major in journalism and health and so forth. But these 5 teachers really stood out for me. But I have only good things to say about all the faculty at the high school. Thank you.
Okay, since we're talking about good looking, I want you, and these are my classmates only, to tell me who is the hottest girl or guy in the class that you never dated.
They would never go out with me. I don't know.
I'll tell you the ones I thought were really attractive that I never dated was Sharon Young and Jill Kimball. They were pretty cool. You remember them? Okay, here we go. Here we go.
Eileen Greenbaum.
Eileen Greenbaum, you're right.
Your comment about doing the dishes reminded me there's no recorded history of any man ever being shot while he was doing the dishes.
There you go.
Oh, there's too many of them. I always thought Sturmer was a good-looking woman.
Kathy Sturmer, there you go. You got mentioned there. Okay, let's keep going. Kathy? Who's the hottest guys in the class you never dated? In the class. And you didn't date. You got to listen to these questions, Kathy.
In the class?
In the class. Oh. We had some good looking guys. Billy Jacobson. Me.
Richard Sanchez.
There you go.
And I would flirt with you every day.
I couldn't get anybody to date me.
But just if you wanted to, you tried it.
Now, come on, Richard. I'm not going to incriminate myself. The wife sitting right here. What's the matter with you?
60 years ago.
Oh, it was?
Tell me who you thought was cool.
Besides myself, you mean? Besides myself?
Of course.
Nobody.
Right answer.
Lupe Tarango.
I'm not going to name a name because they're here, and I'm a married man, and I'm smarter than that.
I don't know. I'd have to say Kat Kennedy.
Kate Kennedy.
I thought Bill Long was pretty hot.
Well, that's too long ago to remember, so.
Okay.
I don't have any.
Preston, you have a name? You have a name?
What's the question?
The prettiest girl in our class in high school.
I've been married 54 years. I'm not answering that.
Well, my wife isn't here, so I would just say that she's on the Zoom call. It would be Eileen Greenbaum. So.
There you go.
What was the question?
Oh, I don't remember.
You don't remember, no?
I was in love with Spencer Hoops. He was my buddy, but I cried a lot after he left.
Okay, a couple more and then we're going to get to...
What do you want? Who would you like to date that you didn't?
I dated the person I married and I loved, Donnie Burke.
I didn't have anybody.
Didn't even have a crush on it. Okay, we're kind of getting toward the end. I know we have a lot to do this afternoon and tomorrow. There's a lot of stuff going on in Safford. But I do want to get to know you a little bit better. And this is a serious question. And I want you to answer it in 2 sentences. I don't want a big speech. But I want to know what the proudest moment in the last 60 years has been, or one of the proudest accomplishments you've ever had. And it can't be marrying your spouse now, okay? So you get to go first, Jeff.
God, why me again? Is that one sentence? Why me again?
Wrong speech.
Wrong speech. The birth of my children is the highlight. The birth of my children. There is no second.
I've been informed now that we need to have our picture taken, the group picture taken now, because some of the people want to leave now. Tell that to Kathy.
Take 5 minutes. Okay, here we go, Kathy. This won't take 5 minutes, okay? Here we go, Bruce.
Bruce, what is it? Oh, the proudest moment. I can't mention my wife, huh? Okay, well, we just had one not too long ago. You know, in the church, they send missionaries out to serve 2 years. Well, we had the privilege of being service mission leaders for autistic kids. Yeah, and what they do is they go and serve at banks, food banks, and nurseries. And we had the southern part of Arizona, and New Mexico. And so we would go find places for them to go serve. And it was so neat to see these autistic kids that couldn't leave home. They had to stay at home. And that was the best reward that a person could ever get. You know, seeing these kids, like, they couldn't go on missions, but they did serve.
Okay. 2 sentences, because we're going to get some photographs taken.
One of my proudest moments was after having 9 children, I finally got through college and got my bachelor's and my master's degree. Yay!
In what?
Elementary education.
My wife and I retired early when I was 53. And so we did 5 different missions. We went to Bolivia, Cape Verde, Africa, Indian Reservation, and a Spanish-speaking group, as well as serving at the conference center up in Salt Lake City.
And I went around and straightened everything out after they got through. My proudest moment was my first grandchild, and we were there, and it was just one of those moments. Was electric.
It is. Okay, moving over here. Proudest moment in the last 60 years since you graduated from high school.
The day I met him.
No, that was not ruled out. It can't be your spouse.
Just enjoying my children.
One of the greatest things we did was for our 50th anniversary, we took all 32 of us together on a cruise. There wasn't enough room. And besides that, I have done 45 of the 50 states on my motorcycle.
Oh, that's great. How many states? I've been busy talking. I don't know what the question. I was, huh?
Tell me the proudest thing you've done in the last 60 years.
Oh, the proudest thing I've done. Well, I don't know. How about you, Smith?
Yeah. The best thing I've done in the last 78 years is my daughter.
Those are great.
Richard, these questions you ask, I guess the proudest thing I've ever did was I actually did graduate from Safford High School. Yes, it was for a while.
I think the greatest thing I did was in 2002, I went back to Vietnam. And it's one of those trips everybody says, what did you go for? I tell you what, you haven't lived until you've seen what the other people in the poorer countries have. We went to one place where we had to show them how to put a Band-Aid on. And we took T-shirts. I saw some T-shirts that, hey, they had more than 18 holes. It could have been a 72-hole golf course. And they were proud that we gave them brand new T-shirts. On the trip, every time we stopped at a hotel or a guest house, they always give you these little soaps and shampoos and everything like this. We collected them and we passed them out from Saigon all the way up to Quezon. Son. Every time we stopped them, people were, thank you, thank you, thank you for one thing.
I don't think I can top that one. That's pretty impressive, Arnold. But I guess I have two proud moments, 4 years in the Navy and 28 years in law enforcement.
Other than graduating from high school, I guess getting out of the Navy without getting in trouble.
My proudest moment was going to Yuma to pick cantaloupes about a week after we graduated with about half a dozen guys that are sitting in here today.
And drink muddy water. Well, my proudest moment was when Don Felsinger showed me how to get a fake ID. I was 19 years old, and I lived in Tucson, and they wouldn't let me in any of the bars. So I came back, and Don showed me how, and I got it.
Oh.
Immense friendship, Safford.
Yeah, my proudest moment was when Rick Thomas introduced me to his girlfriend, Corrine.
You guys, you shoot the truth.
I went from getting kicked out of Safford High School, having to bring my parents and beg the principal to let me back in. And I went from that moment to years later walking at ASU to teach my first class at ASU as an adjunct professor. And I was walking and I remembered getting kicked out of high school and I was laughing. And it was one of those kind of weird moments, but a proud moment. Anyway.
Well, one of my proudest, of course, is my children that I had, and also I went on to medical school, raising my 5 children, and so I was very proud of that. And I still continue to educate myself. I'm 78, and I still go and educate myself. You never, you keep learning. Keep learning.
Mine, of course, was my 3 children. I wanted 6, but I only got 3. But I got 6 grandchildren and a dozen great-grandchildren, and I can't be proud.
Thanks. Well, as we all are parents, I think one of the things that we all think about is what kind of kids are we raising. So I would say proudest moments are watching your kids become parents.
You don't want to talk? Alice doesn't want to talk. I've just been blessed to be able to give back to my daughter and my grandbabies. They're the love of my life besides my husband.
when when my wife was in labor, Dr. Edelberg was there, and my daughter was born, and I looked at her and I said, "Hey, I thought she was going to be darker." He said, "Well, I'll get some stuffing tools and put her back."
I'm like Mike DeLo. My proudest and happiest day of my life was when I went to Las Tecas, Venezuela, to see the Bleeding Host, and I ran into a lot of poor kids, and in Batania in the jungle, and I took money that my friends and family had given me, so I exchanged it for Venezuelan money, and I was so happy going in the park and going to the people in wheelchairs or the little kids and just handing them a handful of money.
I guess when my kids, all three kids, received their bachelor's and their master's, then I was their biggest cheerleader.
Okay, we're going to take a picture right after Peggy talks. Do you have a proudest moment you've done in 60 years? You got 30 seconds.
Okay. I have received enlightenment over the years, and this has been a godsend. I found out who I was in doing genealogy. Another thing, I have done a lot of legal research, and it helped us win out in a legal case. So I'm very, very grateful for my being able to stick with research. Thank you.
Okay, where do you want to take this picture? Oh, mine? Let me think about that. I think you'll understand. It's the moment that I got accepted into medical school. I'd worked really hard, and getting in is the hardest part. Staying in is not so hard, but getting in is very hard, and that was my proudest moment for me and my family. Okay, let's take a picture.
Okay, for those out there in Zoom land, I guess that's the end of the official presentation. I'll go ahead and film the big photo here. But thanks for joining us. It's been nice watching you enjoy it. Sorry, I had your volume down. What was that? Go ahead.
I said thank you.
You're welcome.